Okay, Smackdown. What do we got tonight, huh? What do we got tonight? It's a lot of snow where I'm at right now, and still coming down. A lot of snow. I feel like I'm gonna be shoveling a lot tomorrow morning. But Smackdown, what do we got, huh? What do we got going into the Royal Rumble, huh? What do we even have? Especially building up into this thing. First off, Smackdown. Where were we tonight? Greensboro, I think it was. Yeah, Greensboro, North Carolina. I know they had a graphic up for Rocky Johnson. They pretty much kicked off the show with Kane, who came out in his full gear. I got a good reaction when he came out there because I was like, what is Kane doing out here? Which is, I will say it's actually fun to see Pyro again with Kane, especially to kick off his entrance. Not as powerful as it used to be. Then again, I like his older theme songs better, even the one with lyrics of Slow Chemical. Was it Slow Chemical was called? Yeah, that was a Raw theme song. But my point, though, is that Kane was here to talk about the Royal Rumble. I'm assuming he's in the Rumble, too. He talked about having a hold over most eliminations and whatnot, over 43 people. And talked about how important this match is. And talked about people, have to go through 30 men have to go through hell just to give that one opportunity to be immortal. And he talked about how his opponents went over the top rope as he would grab their throats and throw them over the ropes, and that they would fade away as they come closer, hitting the ground then. And as Kane talked about the Royal Rumble, Bray Wyatt interrupted the Funhouse one and talked about, Kane, it's the big red bully himself. He wanted to tell everyone that the rabbit was okay. The rabbit was hooked up to an IV, it looked like, with carrots or whatnot. So the rabbit has survived again, the new Kenny from South Park. And, he talked about, Bray Wyatt talked about Kane, and he says, hey, man, you're on the wall. That means you and the Fiend been getting it on. And he says, listen, man, I can never forgive you, and neither will he. Which they kind of went back to flashbacks then with Kane, if you remember, what was it, 2013, 2014, I believe, Bray Wyatt debuted, and I remember when the Wyatt family was still around, they were beating up Kane, and that Inferno match happened. I don't think they were calling it an Inferno match at the time, but it had to be like a SummerSlam, I think it was. It was like a Fire Inferno match, and I remember Wyatt winning that. I should have sworn Wyatt won that feud, so how can you not forgive him if he won that feud? Or maybe it was the one when Undertaker and Kane beat the hell out of all the Wyatt family about a few years ago. But I guess continuity, if you want to look at it like that. But since they showed those flashbacks, the lights went out. They went red, of course. Kane was outside of the ring, and as Wyatt dug through the hole coming inside the ring, then Kane said, what took you so long? Next thing you know, he turned around. Daniel Bryan ran with a running knee on him. He starts stepping on Bray Wyatt and beating the hell out of him. But as Wyatt went back into the hole, Bryan tried to pull him up, but he was only to grab his dreadlocks then. Him and Kane pretty much got in the ring then to do yes chants. So a very good segment here between the Team Hell No members and whatnot. So it wasn't a big one, but at least we got to see a little bit of Team Hell No inside of the ring and whatnot. But yeah, Kane. I'm assuming Kane's in the Rumble because I'm like, why is Kane even here? And then pretty much right after they started arguing with each other, saying, I'm the tag team champions. I'm the tag team champions. Bryan knows that Wyatt will try to get away, so he's challenged him now to a strap match for the Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble. Strap match, interesting. We'll see how that goes. Next, Big E. Goes for Kofi, New Day. Kofi has new blonde dreadlocks for some reason. Went against John Morrison. At least we got to see his slow motion back there with The Miz. Not a bad match, of course, with Morrison's return in WWE or whatnot. Of course, if you've seen a one Morrison match or Mundo or whatever name you want to call him, whatever company's been, you've seen it before. It was a little good. It was a good match with Big E. I did kind of like he did a crossbody, and Big E just rolls up like Taker, picking up Morrison then, especially after after then and slamming him. Pretty much Miz and Kofi argued and whatnot. Morrison was at the top rope. He kind of shrugged his shoulders and he did that corkscrew thing. I remember he did that thing like 5, 4, 3, 2. If you remember that like countdown impact they called it. And he hit Kofi in the head while doing it. But pretty much as Big E tried to get up, Morrison hit him with a kick. And He got back to the top rope and he did the Starship Pain, missing most of the move. Listen, I know a lot of people that do not like that Starship Pain move. It looks fun to watch, but he a majority of times misses it. I can see why Austin Aries, and even I think himself, have called it a very weak finish, especially into winning a match. If he's not landing on top of all your whole body and everything. And he missed like 3/4 of it, like 1/4 of the movie got, to be honest. Because go back and look at it, like he did the Starship Pain, and it's like he only hit his shoulder. So I know a lot of people do not like his move or whatnot. I still think the crowd is very indifferent on Morrison. I still don't think they know who the hell he is. I said that last week too. Yeah, that's why I even said why he even came back. I get why they put him with Miz, the dirt sheets and whatnot, but I don't know, man. I still think I would have saved him for a Rumble surprise. And again, I've always kind of questioned why he came back to this company regardless. But hey, payday, what can I say? Maybe wanted to, I don't know, but I feel like his reactions have not really been big, to be honest. Next, they talked about Roman, as if he wins this table smash tonight against Bobby Roode, him and the Usos were standing in the back, and he's gonna pick the stipulation and whatnot. But he wasn't going to give it away because the Uso says maybe the loser got to eat doggish. Of course, we got to talk about the NFC Championship. We got to promote that football. Fox, especially due to Super Bowl, Cole and Graves. Usos went against Revival then. Not much a match, I should say. About 5 minutes, really. It was okay with the Revival, but hey, Usos go immediately over as soon as they come back. They've only been back like a week or two, and they already kind of beat the Revival and killed them. So they were done right after this and everything. So yeah, it wasn't much of a match. Usos won with the splash and everything, so it's not like the Revival going anywhere right now. And then, it's funny, they have them addressed, talk about making a change and everything. So we need to distance, we need to turn ourselves, we need to change, this company's not caring about tag team wrestling. I know the rumors about their contracts are coming up soon. I'm sure a lot of people don't want them to re-sign, because why would they even kind of dress like we're frustrated, we don't like what's going on, they don't care about tag team wrestling. We need to take ourselves away from this play. I guess take this as a way or come back with something different. I don't know what the Revival's going to do right now, okay? I'm sure a lot of people are going to say send them back to NXT, but dude, how many times can we keep sending people back to NXT? I know we sent Balor back, but how many more can we keep sending? But I don't know if they're really going to re-sign a contract on that. I don't know about the Revival right now. Okay, so, but it's not. I just still think it's not looking good. I think they're just doing anything on their way out the door. Well, before their way out the door. But I hear rumors about the Revival all the time in the back. But obviously they're not going nowhere, and the Usos killed them. But then when they went the camera around the corner, they had Bayley and Lacey Evans brawling, and Sasha was on the ground, I guess holding her leg or a knee or whatnot. As Bayley tried to fight him off, and security had to get her out of here. Sonya Deville was talking to Mandy Rose about this whole, this is going to be in your corner tonight. And she says, she doesn't know. And she said, yes, okay, she's going to be in the corner tonight. Tell me then. Sasha was in the back, though, pretty much on, on the medicine, in the trainer's room. And talking about how, listen, I got an album coming up. I got a music video. We still talk about that Sasha album, man. Like, that rap album better be good, man. I'm not sure this girl has bars, but it's like the third time I've seen Sasha and them mention, her album coming out. So we'll see what goes on from that. But as they talked about Lacey Evans, you're a stay-at-home mom, you're G.I. Jane, you're, all this stuff. Adam Pearce came in pretty much saying, listen, that's 2 weeks now. You haven't been able to compete, all right? So either you go out there or Bayley's taking your place. And it will be a non-title match also, which I don't understand this in a way. This match went long, I felt like. I didn't hate it all the way. Lacey won with a woman's right and whatnot. But listen, if she's facing the girl in the next 2 weeks at the pay-per-view, that already tells me Bayley is going to lose and whatnot. And the whole Sasha thing just never looks like it's really ever coming half the time, because it looked like the match was going to happen, but this is like 2 weeks now. You advertised last week and then this week, and now it doesn't even happen because Sasha's, quote-unquote hurt. I don't know what's going on with Sasha Banks right now, to be honest, but yeah, what is the point of having the champion lose clean to the challenger she's going to face at the pay-per-view? So what's the point of even doing the match, especially this long, too? So I don't know, man. And Lacey Evans, I'm already kind of iffy of it as it is already, saying with heel Bayley, too, so I don't think a lot of people really kind of care about this match or whatnot, so I'm not really sure what to think about all this one. Next, the newest interview they have, Elise Ashton was talking to Chad Gable, Shorty G in that place. Talking about Sheamus is a tough guy that acts this and stands in front of an orange light and everything. I'm talking about embracing people and whatnot. But Sheamus came in, he didn't like Shorty G. I question you across the room and everything and whatnot. And he says, I'm going to challenge you at the Rumble. We'll see how far you can go, basically. And, patted his head saying, I can't see him and whatnot. Shorty G pretty much tackled Sheamus to the ground. Security pulled him back. That was it. Braun Strowman talked about he will be in a Royal Rumble match, but he still wants his shot at the Intercontinental title. Elias was in the ring, of course, doing his ready to walk with Elias in Greensboro. And he had a song about Greensboro till Shinsuke Nakamura's theme hit. Cesaro and Sami Zayn are there. Sami gets on the mic talking about, listen, we have something more important to say what you're doing right now. And talked about, you're not giving Strowman a title shot, and he's not going to dictate terms, and especially what's happening in the Rumble, we're just 9 days away. And he says, listen here, people, this man, Nakamura, he has won the Royal Rumble. He won about 2 years ago, so he has won the Rumble, and every member on the roster, excuse me, to be put on notice. So everyone was going to be going on notice on the main roster or whatnot. And stuff, and then he went back to talking about, he talked about, pretty much, what was he talking about, Elias and whatnot, that no one wants to hear your song and everything, you need to go back to whatever you can do. And then Elias says, listen, man, I just changed songs, saying that Sami needs to shut his damn mouth. Elias pretty much wanted to play his guitar, but Zayn cut him off again as everybody was clapping their hands. And he said, oh, you think this is funny, huh? He told Cesaro to go to the ring. Cesaro pretty much went over to fight Elias. Nakamura and Zayn tried to jump him in. Strowman came out and pretty much made the save. I still don't really care about this match in general between Nakamura and Strowman, and especially after happened last week anyways. They did a very nice video package for Rocky Johnson, talking about his career and whatnot. Pretty much all the way now, of course, his son, The Rock, and how he trained him and everything and being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So, a very nice video package, and the crowd chanted Rocky right after. Sonya Deville went against Alexa Bliss, not much of a match. Otis came out, and as Otis came out, Mandy tried to help Sonya, but Mandy got knocked off the top rope by Nikki Cross. Otis caught her laughing and everything, smiling and whatnot. Deville got distracted. She got rolled up by Alexa Bliss. Otis starts taking off his shirt, and then he starts dancing to Alexa Bliss's theme music and whatnot. I still get a kick out of Otis laughing, and this, I would say the Otis Mandy Rose thing story is getting over. So something is working on this show, and these are one of these things that are actually working. Robert Roode was talking about this match against Roman Reigns tonight. As Corbin said, he came through last week. It's been 6 weeks and whatnot. Which, it's funny. They said the Usos on a hiatus, and now, Roode was just taking a 6-week break. And, I saw somebody bring this up to me tonight, talking about, okay, Bobby Roode's been suspended, but this guy comes back looking more jacked than ever, which I'm sure a lot of people say. He was on the stuff. He's on the PEDs or whatever drugs he's taking to look that jacked to the gills and whatnot, because that dude did look bigger. But I see why a lot of people saying that, this guy's gone for 6 weeks, comes back, and more jacked to the gills somehow. But Corbin said Roman's going to be bowing down to him. Main event time, Roman Reigns versus Bobby Roode. What do I have to say about this? This is overbooked, of course, as several people told me tonight. Of course, Reigns got to crash through the barricade, nearly killing himself like a speeding bullet or whatnot, doing his spear, but Corbin comes out and he's got a security personnel with him carrying him down there. Reigns was setting up the table. Ziggler came out and super kicked them. Usos came out as Corbin, Ziggler tried to get Roman. They start super kicking everybody. They put Ziggler on the announce table, and just like last week, they walk on the barricade like a tightrope, and then they end up doing a double splash on Ziggler through the tables. Then Reigns ended up spearing him through the corner into the table. Winning the match, Corbin was pissed. Reigns says, look, it's going to be a huge baseball stadium at the Royal Rumble, and I'm going to be kicking your ass all over it. So I'm challenging you to a falls count anywhere match. Not a bad, I wouldn't even say not a bad match, just another Reigns overbooked match. You know, my friend Kyle told me this tonight. This guy's basically booked like Hogan in a way, which I've kind of said that, or Cena 2.0 if you want to go with that, but he's very protected, of course. Yes, and I said, well, Usos help him. Hogan had friends too to help him also, but yes, this guy is just booked more stronger than Hogan or maybe even Cena on some points too. I can agree with that, but they had to protect Roman out there to that extent. Of course, they got to bring the Usos out there, and you know Roman's got to beat all the odds. He's got to beat every single bit of the odds when it comes to him versus everybody. And this Reigns thing continues. I don't really care for whatnot, but I'm just glad the stipulation did not involve dog food this time or anything else that had to do with a dog. Or I'm sure people are going to say the Kennel from Hell match. If you don't believe me, look up 1999 at WWF. Big Bossman versus Al Snow, but if they did that Kennel from Hell match, they would need Vince Russo to come back and write this. And I'm sure we all don't know, we don't want that to happen. I'm sure people think Vince Russo's writing Raw right now too, but I don't know. I guess that could be. I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, Roman, no, book to the strong, book to the max. I can see people with the comparisons of it, but other than that, SmackDown was decent, I'll say tonight. Wasn't the worst, wasn't the best show. I enjoyed the beginning with Bryan and Kane and Wyatt. That was pretty good and whatnot. Morrison was okay, but that Starship Pain just still ain't working. Main event, typical Reigns match, make him look strong as possible. Mandy Rose and Otis are pretty funny. Bailey, I just don't understand anymore. Lacey Evans still makes no sense, so that's all I can really think, unless it was any other segment. Revival, I don't know. Will they resign? Will they not resign? I have no idea what they do, okay? But other than that, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about the show, tell me what you think about SmackDown, Raw, or any other review that is posted up right now. Very stacked this week, from the Bash of the Beach review, to Raw, to Impact, to Hard to Kill, to NXT UK TakeOver, from SmackDown to NXT. So yes, those are all the reviews posted up right now. Please check those out if you get the chance. But other than that, I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.